Then, one morning, Aphrodite woke up and Zeus's love spell had broken. She realized what she'd done and felt incredibly embarrassed. She wasn't supposed to get suckered into marrying lowly mortals. That's what she did to other gods. She dressed herself hastily, but Anchises woke when she was lacing her sandals. He noticed that his new bride was glowing. Honey, he asked, are you sure you're not a goddess? Oh, Anchises, Aphrodite cried. I'm so sorry. I must have been bewitched. Otherwise, I never would have fallen in love with someone like you. Gee, thanks. It's not you, it's me. I can't marry a mortal. Surely you understand that. But don't worry, when our first child is born... Our child? Oh, yes, the goddess said. I'm extremely fertile. I'm sure I'm pregnant. At any rate, the baby will be a boy. I'll raise him until he's 5, then I'll bring him to you. He'll become a great prince among your people, and make you very proud. Just promise you'll never tell anyone the identity of his mother. Anchises promised. He was a little bummed about being dumped and divorced, but he kept Aphrodite's secret. 5 years later, his son arrived from Olympus. His name was Aeneas, and he did in fact become a great prince of the city of Troy. Later on, after Troy fell, Aeneas sailed to Italy and became the first leader of a new people. They called themselves the Romans. As for Anchises, one day when he was older and not so careful, he was partying with his buddies and let it slip that Aeneas' mom was actually Aphrodite. Word got around. The goddess of love was mortified. She complained to Zeus. This is all your fault to begin with. To make things right, Zeus whipped out a lightning bolt and blasted Anchises into ashes for breaking his promise. Another happy ending. Think Aphrodite swore off mortal men after that? If you guessed no, you're learning. Here's one last story about her, which shows how Aphrodite's own curses could come back to bite her. There was this Greek princess named Smyrna, who refused to worship Aphrodite, and the goddess got so mad that she cursed Smyrna. By now, you know what? It's too horrible and disgusting. I can't go into that. Let's just say Smyrna got pregnant, and it was a bad, bad situation. So bad that when her father, the king, found out, he ended up chasing her through the woods with a sword, screaming, I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Smyrna cried out to the gods, Please, it's not my fault! Save me! Turn me invisible! The gods did not do that, but they did turn her into a mirror tree. I'm sure Smyrna was really grateful. 9 months later, the tree split open, and a little baby boy tumbled out. When Aphrodite heard the kid wailing in the woods, she felt a little guilty. She went down and picked him up. He was so cute, she decided to keep him and raise him in secret. Why in secret? Well, Aphrodite was the jealous type. The kid was adorable. The goddess didn't want to share his affections with anyone else. But since babies are a lot of work, Aphrodite had a busy social schedule. She quickly realized that she couldn't keep the baby all the time. She decided she'd have to trust somebody to be a babysitter. She picked Persephone, the goddess of the underworld. That may seem like a weird choice, but Persephone lived down in Erebus, and no one on Olympus had to know about the baby. Persephone was pretty lonely. She was glad to have a cute baby to cheer up, and Aphrodite figured that Persephone was no threat. I mean, please, have you seen her hair? Her outfit? Aphrodite had nothing to be jealous about. She named the baby boy Adonis, and kept him in a box, which served as his incubator. Another story about the baby in a box, I know. I'm not sure what that's about, but again, do not try growing babies in boxes at home. It doesn't work. The two goddesses shared custody, stuffing the kid back and forth between Aphrodite's secret lair on Cyprus and Persephone's palace in the underworld. So Adonis grew up. He was always forgetting where he left his homework and which house his soccer shoes were at. Eventually, he grew into a handsome young man.